The boat slowly enters the tunnel. The guests begin to panic. Wonka sits calmly at the front, his passengers becoming more erratic by the second.
We're going too fast! We're gonna sink! I know it! Why doesn't he stop the boat?
Faster! Hang on, darling. Just close your eyes and hang on tight.
What is this, a freak out?
Hey, this isn't funny, Wonka! You can't possibly see...
Tension rises as the scene descends into a kind of psychedelic lunacy, as images seemingly from nowhere begin flashing on the walls of the tunnel. The passengers demand answers from Wonka. He remains silent, watching. The camera switches rapidly between them, matching the agitation of the guests.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
I can take a joke with...
And then it rests on Wonka, his eyes feasting upon the crazed panic. I look up at the screen, completely entranced by his gaze, drawn into the scene, both petrified and fascinated. An odd sense of calm emanates from him as he begins to speak.
He's singing.
Which direction we are going. There's no knowing where we're rowing, or which way the river's flowing. Is it raining? Is it snowing? Is a hurricane a-blowing? Not a speck of light is showing, so the danger must be growing. Are the fires of hell a-glowing? Is the grisly reaper mowing? Yes! The danger must be growing, for the rowers keep on rowing, and they're certainly not showing any signs that they are slowing!
Oh, make him stop, Sonny!
Wonka, this has gone far enough. Quite right, sir. Stop the boat!
The image of Gene Wilder's eyes, ever since watching this movie as a kid, has never really left me. Now I'm older, I can see his acting prowess elevates an otherwise average rendition of Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory to a memorable and much-loved film, not only by me, but my family. But as a kid, he really captivated me. I couldn't take my eyes away from this magical man who blurred the line between paranormal and human. His transition between guide, the judge, the fatherly figure, and the depth and genuineness he gave to all of these roles is something I've rarely seen in any other film. In the boat scene in particular, and the reason I drew attention to that, the theatrical performances of the other characters are perhaps more representative of what you would expect in a children's movie. Mr. Salt's comical reactions and the kids' slightly awkward lines disarm the watcher. They relax as they get what they're expecting, a harmless movie. Then as Wonka comes onto the scene, his eyes darting, the crowd is completely silenced, and he begins to feverishly chant. The benign safety that was there before is immediately shattered. His mutterings twist and turn, and you fixate upon him, searching for some explanation, and, of course, a means of returning to the security of a harmless children's film. His mutterings become a chant, the fever pitch becoming unbearable as the images on the wall become more disturbing by the second. I guess I just wanted to say there are very few films where I believe Gene Wilder's true potential was really utilised. I mean, a lot of his career was dominated by, the classical 80s sleazy kind of comedies, I guess you could call them. Don't know if you'd see them through that lens now. But yeah, I think in the case of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, it's clear that the film itself is not fantastic. It's not a great representation of what cinema has to offer. But in particular, the character of Gene Wilder is truly, truly incredible. I just went off the record. What did you think? Okay, so that was my first ever video. If it's successful, you'll be watching this on YouTube, hopefully. And also, you will have seen that it's the date 25/09/2021. So the reason I did this is I've been in quarantine for 10 days. And I thought I'd try and teach myself a skill over those 10 days. And that skill I chose was video editing. It's been something that's very daunting to me in the past. And I thought it's something that's really great to use. I don't know, just seemed fun. So I gave it a go. I've had a couple of ideas for where I want to take this, where I want to improve this skill and utilize this skill. I like the word utilize. You'll hear that in lots of the videos if there are more. Is I kind of want it to be making a story out of something that isn't necessarily story worthy and seeing it as a challenge to find the story in anything. So it's most likely going to be friends and family watching this video. So friends and family, if you want to message me with any ideas you've got, it can be something as mundane as a line in a notebook, or I don't know, a battery you found on the floor. I want to try and make a story out of that and use my video editing skills, and hopefully they'll improve along the same lines with creating a story. That didn't really make much sense, but that's where I want to take this, and I hope you enjoyed. Okay, that's everything.